A few people asked me what to do this year on Purim, specifically when to have Seudat Purim. I'm telling you one of the ways that it can be done, although there are other ways. This is the way I learned from Ara Mordechai Eliyahu, Alav Hashem. This is the way my father, my teacher, my father taught me as well. This is a way of many of the great Hachamim Sephardim, including Nehar Misraim and others, used to do it as follows. Of course, you read the Megillah in the morning, you give Mishloach Manot, you do Matanot LaEvyonim. About an hour or so before sunset, it could be a little less, depending on how much you want to stretch out the meal. Some people told me an hour is too much. I say 45 minutes before sunset is also fine. You start the Seudat Purim. You do Netilat Yadayim, you do Hammosi Lechem Min Haaretz, and during the Seudah, you drink wine, so you say Borei Feri Hagefen. That's a proper way. Ve'yain Yisamach Levav Enosh, or you could have other alcoholic beverages. And you continue the meal till about 15 minutes before sunset. At that point, the meal is still continuing, but it's time for Hadlakat Nerot. So the wife, the mother, will get up and light the Shabbat candles. Just because she lit the Shabbat candles does not mean it's Shabbat. As you know, the Sephardi custom, the Shulchan Aruch, is that lighting the candles is not the acceptance of Shabbat, but nevertheless, she lit the candles, and now she continues. She joins the rest of the family, and we continue the Seudat together. It's still a Seudat Purim. A minute before sunset, of course, 2 minutes before sunset, it's Shabbat, that's it. 3 minutes before sunset, it's Shabbat. So at this point, you're not going to do anything else. I mean, to the extent that there was some fire or something, it's over at this point. It's Shabbat, 2-3 minutes before sunset. It's Shabbat. And now you cover the bread. You're going to have 2 halot that you saved for Shabbat. There's going to be 2 halot that you saved for Shabbat. You cover the halot. And you stand up. You take a new cup of wine. Okay, you take a new cup of wine, meaning you have a cup now that you're designating specifically for Kiddush. It's not a cup that you previously drunk from, okay? Because for Kiddush, you have to have a new cup, right? So you take a new cup of wine, kadat v'chadin, and you pour into the new cup, you pour wine into the new cup, meaning wine that wasn't drunk from, right? Because if you drunk from the cup, then it's pagum, you can't make Kiddush on it. So now you have a new cup, you pour fresh wine into the cup, you stand up and you say Kiddush. You stand up and you say Kiddush. But it's very important, and do not make this mistake, because it's very easy to make this mistake. And Chas v'Shalom, if you make this mistake, it's beracha levatala. You say the Kiddush, you say Yom HaShishi, v'chulu hashamayim v'ha'aretz v'chol seva'am. You do not say Borei Feri Hagefen. You don't say Sabri Man Hanan. Don't say it. You don't say Sabri Man Hanan. You don't say Borei Feri Hagefen. You skip that. And you go right to the next beracha, Baruch Atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam, v'shekidishav b'mitzvotav v'rasa banu v'shabbat kodsho. You go right to that beracha. You do not say Borei Feri Hagefen. You finish the Kiddush. You say Baruch Atah Hashem Mekadesh HaShabbat. You sit down like you always will sit down in any Kiddush, and you drink the wine sitting down. That's the end of the Kiddush. You don't say Borei Feri Hagefen during the Kiddush because you already drunk wine during the Seudat Purim. So you're not going to say Borei Feri Hagefen that you're drinking now for the wine that you're drinking during Kiddush. However, if for some reason a person didn't drink wine during Seudat Purim, until this point he didn't drink wine, let's say he drunk beer, he drunk, scotch, single malt scotch, whatever. He didn't drink wine. In that case, during Kiddush, you would say Borei Feri Hagefen if you didn't already drink wine. After you drink the wine for the Kiddush, you continue the Seudah. You uncover the bread, and you continue the Seudah. The children can come around first, you give them the berachot like you would any Friday night. That's a beautiful minhag, and when you continue that, after the berachot, everybody sits down and you uncover the bread. You don't have to do Netilat Yadayim again, because you already did Netilah. You don't have to say Hamosi Lahmina Aris again because you already did Hamosi, right? You continue the meal, and then at the end of the meal, you're going to say Birkat Hamazon. I'm telling you the way I learned it. I know there's mahloket. I know there's different ways to do it. I'm just telling you the way I understand the halacha, and I saw the mahloket between the poskim in Birkat Hamazon. I say Al Hanisim. I had a kazait bread during the Saudat Purim before sunset. I had kazait bread, and therefore nithayyavti bebirkat hamazon, and nithayyavti bebirkat hamazon with Al Hanisim already before Shabbat. So when I say the birkat hamazon, I say Al Hanisim b'mem Mordechai Esther b'Shushan Abira, right? And of course, it is Seva Halisem because it's Shabbat. Okay, that's the proper way, or that's one of the ways that you can do the Seudat Purim. Here's another important thing. When do you pray Arvit? Well, you can't pray Arvit before the Seudat because you started the Seudat before Shabbat. And if you pray Arvit for Shabbat, this is although you accepted Shabbat. So you do not pray the Arvit before the Seudat. When do you pray Arvit? You pray Arvit after the Seudat. But here's the thing. If during the Seudah you drunk wine, and now you're like a little inebriated, we do not get drunk on Purim. I think you understand that it's haram to get drunk, period. It's haram to get drunk even on Purim. Okay, so nobody's allowed to get drunk. Okay. But you drunk you drunk wine, and Harambam makes Pesach that a person should drink wine to the extent where it makes them fall asleep, right? Because you drink wine, it's relaxing, it's nice, you're in a good mood, you had a good meal, and you fall asleep. You should not pray Arvit right after the meal, because if you pray Arvit right after the meal and you have alcohol in your system, it's haram to pray Arvit when you have alcohol in your system, right? But I mean, none. If a person is mamash, let's say he drunk a little more than he was supposed to, it's tefillah toto eva. His tefillah is considered an abomination. If he drunk a little, if he eat yain, or the proper amount of drinking, and he's just a little inebriated, wait an hour. You let the wine settle down. You let your body, your mind clear up. After you wait that 1 hour or 2 hours, whatever it takes, everybody according to their physical constitution, then and only then may you pray Arvit. Because if you pray Arvit when you have alcohol in your system, but I mean none, it could be an Avirah, depending on how much alcohol the person has and how out of focus the person is. When you're praying, it's a time of fear and trepidation, right? So you're not supposed to have alcohol in your system during the tefillah. So again, you finish the Birkat Hamazon, Oseh Shalom Bimromav, give it an hour, give it 2 hours, and then you pray Arvit when you're fine and you brought yourself back to a state of clarity. The wine left your system, and then you pray Arvit, Be'ir'ah, Beretet, as you're supposed to pray Arvit, Bechavana, and יקוים בנו הפסוק ליהודים הייתה אורה ושמחה וששון ויקר.